we're about to send our 2.5-16 home back to Ireland today. So it is completely done. Okay, this is referred to as a Cosy. So it's 16 valve 4-cylinder, basically homologated for racing. And motor was developed in part with Cosworth, so that's why it's called a Cosworth. So it's a pretty special car. It has a lot of things that are very much unique to the 2.5.
So it's very different from your car, which is back there.
Yeah, it's very different from my car because this one is all Mercedes for the purists. There's no aftermarket parts in this other than the head unit and the Bluetooth. Beyond that, this thing is Mercedes front to back, whereas that is just a Mercedes in essence. So if you're considering buying and restoring one of these, it's very time consuming and expensive. So if you can get into one cheap, just know you're not coming out cheap. Because this one needed just a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of 2.5-16 specific stuff. It was a challenge. There's a lot of challenges in this car. So this thing beat me up at every single turn. So
walk us through everything that we did on this car, because it was a lot.
Yeah, so this car came to us in need of just a few things apparently, and it was just needed a couple of little touch-ups, but ultimately we ended up taking it right back to bare metal because it had a bunch of rust in sort of some key places. So we took it right back and then brought it all the way back up to the factory color, redid all the trim, redid the glass, all the switch gear, went through it mechanically, and runs and drives great, and everything is fixed and functioned. A lot of the things that were wrong with it, I think, were due to sitting, so bad sensors, bad gauges. So we had to work our way through that. It had no speedo, had no tack, had no fuel gauge. It was doing a bunch of wonky things, so it was a lot of troubleshooting. So I basically had to use 2 other dashes to get all the parts I needed to make the tack work. At some point, somebody had tore the speedo cable right out of the car, which pulled the drive gear, everything out of the transmission. So it had no speedo, so we had to do all that. And then a lot of chasing, very hard to find parts. There's a few little things that we had to make custom, just like a vacuum intake for the motor, but probably the most challenging thing with this was headlight wipers are almost impossible to find for this because they're specific to this car and they're not making new ones. So I had to track one down, which took me literally months, and then I finally did, and I think I paid $500 for it, and then ultimately it didn't even work. So then I had to gut it, open it up, and now I have very intimate knowledge of the inner workings of these. So we fixed that, we got it working. And then another huge challenge is it took almost 2 years to get a windshield for this. And yeah, no matter what I wanted to pay, nobody would ship it. Nobody had one. They thought they had one. They didn't have one. At one point, I was even considering putting a plastic windshield in it because the customer was just getting cranky and wanted his car back. And then we were lucky enough that we have a customer that's a really heavy G-Wagon collector, so he has a lot of clout at our local Mercedes dealership, because I must have called 10 different dealerships looking for it, and because it wasn't a domestic VIN, they didn't want to help us at all. But ultimately he called in a favor and he got us a windshield, and now there's a couple more of them floating around because they had to bring 3. And yeah, now she's done and ready to go home.
We took this back to bare metal, so
straight to bare metal. So this thing is brand new top to bottom. So it wasn't a bad car. It was clean. It had a bunch of previous damage, but probably over its lifetime it got hit in parking lots. Nothing crazy, but almost every panel had some body work on it. And then it was starting to show some signs of rust and windshield delamination in the corners. So we had to dig all of that out and then bring it back up from there. So it was a little bit bigger job than was originally discussed, but I think the results are, this is probably one of the nicest ones out there.
Yeah, it's one of the nicest I've ever seen.
Yeah, we had to make door panels for it. Later model 190s have speakers in the front doors. This didn't, so we had to make a delete. I had to find a nice clean set of regular 190 door panels that we had to deconstruct. We 3D scanned the original ones because they were completely rotten from water damage and started to delaminate. Anybody that knows or has one of these, they know all about it. So we made delete panels, bonded them in, and then reupholstered the doors to make them look like factory 2.5-16 door panels. So that was a little over the top, but we did that. And then timing chain tensioner guides, full tune-up front to back, refinished all the brakes, wheels, tires.
So if you could pick this car or your car, which one would you pick?
My car all day, every day. I hate this stuff. Like, I'm not a fan of restorations because it's just, some people enjoy spending hours and hours on forums and treasure hunting, but for us, it's just, that's unpaid hours. And it's, yeah. And then half the time you get the stuff and it's junk anyway. So with this, we can just do whatever we want and we know it's going to work. So some people love this. If you want to be a part of a community, restore a car, because you can jump on the forums, you can talk, you can make friends, all that kind of stuff. If you want to drive your car, just do whatever the hell you want. Who cares?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my advice.
Sweet. So you don't advise people to buy 190s?
I would not buy one of these that requires any work, because the amount of work that we had to do to get this looking like this exceeds what the value is. So this one, I think, was given to him from his uncle. So there's a sentimental attachment to bringing it back, but you can buy a nice clean one for far less than what it would take to restore one. And you're going to have a lot of downtime because, like, every sensor, every piece, anything that's specific to this car is coming from Europe, and it could be 4, 6, 8 weeks away. So it's just like one little roadblock after another. And then there's some pieces that you just can't drive without them. So that's kind of, there's like integrated circuits in this thing. So like one relay will control 5 different things. So if you got a problem over here, you got a problem over there. So it's just a lot of downtime. I mean, if that's what you like, do it, but it's not what I like.
Yeah. So it's heading back to Ireland?
Yes, we're about to go put it in a can right now and send it home. So he's looking forward to having it back, and we're looking forward to giving it to him.